The Super Bowl is the biggest sporting event in America. Over 120 million people watch it. Sounds massive, right? Now here's the twist. The World Cup final alone gets watched by over 1 billion people, not over the tournament, in one single match. So today, I'm breaking down exactly why the World Cup dwarfs the Super Bowl and what that says about how the rest of the world watches sports compared to America. Let's start with the obvious difference: geography. The Super Bowl is an American event for an American audience, played by American teams. It's huge here, but barely a blip almost everywhere else. The World Cup is different. It's not one country competing, it's the entire planet. Over 200 nations try to qualify. That's more countries than are in the United Nations. Think about that for a second. More nations chase a World Cup spot than officially exist in global politics. Here's where it gets crazy. Football, what Americans call soccer, is the only sport almost every country on Earth plays at a high level. Basketball has the US and a few others. Baseball is mostly America and Japan. But football, Brazil, Germany, Nigeria, Japan, Saudi Arabia, all serious contenders. That means when the World Cup happens, almost every country has a personal reason to watch. Now let's talk about scale. The Super Bowl happens every year. The World Cup happens once every 4 years. That waiting period isn't a weakness, it's the secret weapon. Scarcity creates obsession. People don't just watch the World Cup, they plan their lives around it. Office hours change, school schedules shift, entire countries pause. Here's a fact that blows people's minds. During World Cup matches, some countries actually drop. Literally everyone, including criminals, is watching the game. Now think about the format. The Super Bowl is one single game, one night, one winner. The World Cup is a month-long story. Group stages build tension, upsets happen, underdog nations knock out giants. Then it builds into a knockout stage where one loss ends your tournament completely. It's less like a single event and more like the final season of the most dramatic show on Earth, except it's real. And the emotional stakes are different too. In America, you support a team. In football, fans often feel like they're representing their entire country's identity. A loss doesn't just sting, it can feel like a national wound. That's why you see grown men crying in the streets of Argentina or Brazil after a loss. It's not really about football, it's about pride. So here's the truth. The Super Bowl is a massive American spectacle, but the World Cup is a global emotional event that touches billions of people who have nothing else in common except this one tournament. If this helped you understand football a little better, subscribe. There's a lot more where this came from.